While there has been significant progress in improving girls' access to education, many girls, particularly the most marginalized, continue to be deprived of these basic rights. Girls in many African countries are still unable to attend school and complete their education due to financial, institutional, and cultural barriers. Many school-going girls continue to miss school during menstruation.
Toilet is very dirty. Sometimes when we are period, we might not go to the toilet because we fear some people to see what we are doing because the toilet does not have doors. And we just decide to remain at our homes until we have not that problem. We also have a problem of tissues. In our toilets we miss tissues, and some of us uses some papers. They are not confident because they fear it may come out of the dress, and so they remain in classroom until they go home.
Some of the girls, when they are in their periods, they are afraid to come to school because of they lack enough sanitary towels, and others, if they have tissues, they cover themselves with tissue. They are afraid that they may have the period and it may fall and it may embarrass them.
We have a challenge of sanitary towels because some people cannot afford them and their parents cannot afford them. So we miss school for a week, and sometimes our teachers assist us with just one fees, and that one is not enough. And people sick which cannot afford them, they mainly use blankets or cottons for that problem.
Unapata wengine ni wagonjwa juu hii uchafu ni mbaya. Watoto wengine wanapata ni jiggers kwa mguu juu wanatembea miguu, unapata wameshika maji ama maji ya mtaro, wengine wakikunywa, na kaa hiyo maji chafu pia inawaharibu tumbo. So unapata mtu mara ako na bilharzia, ako na cholera, na hizo pia zinaleta challenges hapa Kibera.
Wanafunzi wengine wenda wakakaa chini, wengine wanakaa kwa dawati, lakini unapata wamekaa zaidi ya wale wanapaswa kukaa kwa dawati moja. Na ukiwa na mvua kali, mabati ambayo yamebomoka inaonyeshea wengi, hata vitabu vinaharibika, hawaandikangi vizuri kwa sababu ya mvua, na uenda ukafunga shule, tukaa nyumbani mpaka mvua ishe.
Beading is a Samburu cultural practice that can be described as a non-marital sexual relationship between Samburu warriors and young Samburu girls who are not yet eligible for marriage. The practice involves engagement of girls to morans by use of beads. The girls, sometimes as young as 8 years old, are naive and ignorant of the culture that steals their innocence. After beading, the girl is built a hut by her mother where the moran will have unrestricted access for sex. When the girl gets pregnant, her mother and fellow clan women conduct crude abortions. Rose is one among so many girls that have been victims of this barbaric and just tradition.
I'm getting from Oldonyero. I'm taken with a girl called Kulia because she know a problem of girls of Samburu. I was beating, so that's why I was in problem. I was in troubles. I was even get a baby called Ellen, and now she was rescued, and I'm also rescued. When I'm beating, I was 9 years. When I'm 10 years old, I get a baby. Now I'm 14 years. And the baby was rescued and taken to children's home called Force in Meru.
Beating culture amounts to a human rights violation against girls and women. It is one of the major cultural practices influencing the spread of HIV among the Samburu and the leading factor that denies girls primary formal education. We cannot fight culture, but we need to do away with certain aspects which do not promote our culture. The challenge remains on how to change the sometimes deeply ingrained, though retrogressive cultural practices and attitudes.
Unappreciated. They are abused sexually, physically, and emotionally. Abuse of their rights and freedom, as most people believe them to be of no importance. A child is like any other. Who will save our child from this torture, if not our own efforts?
Mothers and Daughters is a club for women and girls who empower one another through inspirational talks, motivational talks, training sessions. We have a training session that teaches the girls 7 pillars for life. Our mentorship program targets different age groups. Our high school edition targets girls from ages 12 years old to about 18, and we visit them from school to school. We try and target schools that have girls facing various challenges. We go to hard-hit areas to just encourage them, to make them aspire beyond what they're seeing in their environment. We also target campus girls, and this is in our campus edition. In this mentorship, we focus on women leaders in these campuses, and just not women leaders, but even girls who are leaders in their own right, for them to understand that they're the ones who are going to hold the helm of the different sections in the marketplace. We empower them through mentorship. We bring women, successful women, to talk to them, to tell them that they're going out into the world with their degree and they deserve to be treated right. We have held high school mentorships in different counties, and also campus mentorships in different counties in the country. For example, when we went to Mombasa, we were mentoring girls, especially girls who are hard hit with the challenges of early marriages, where they felt, why should I go to school, finish school, when I can, get a white man, or I can be married off early and still live a comfortable life. And in these sessions, we just encouraged them that even if you get married, your husband needs you to have some brains, and you might want to start a business in the future. So you need to finish your education, and then you can go off and get married. When we were in Laikipia, we were dealing with bidding and dealing with distances and child labor, where the parents of these children were like, "What? Let me educate the boys and not the girls. Let the girls stay home and take care of the homestead."
Mothers and Daughters hosts an annual camp targeting girls of different age groups. This is in response to so many challenges that young girls encounter, especially during school holidays, where the environment isn't as controlled as in school. We invite experts and other young people to share experiences with the girls, to impart life skills, teach them about leadership, about etiquette, self-awareness, self-esteem. And what we aim at is creating a safe space for the girls to talk about sex, menstruation, peer pressure, relationships, boys, topics that they may otherwise feel uncomfortable talking about. For example, the last camp we hosted was in Masinga, in a remote village called Kiva. This was in response to so many concerns and complaints from clergymen, teachers, and parents about the rampant increase of teenage pregnancy and school dropouts among girls especially. So we used an interactive method of teaching them so that they don't get bored. We used music, songs, dance, just to get the girls excited about the content that we were giving them. And the biggest challenge was actually from the moms, because they weren't very comfortable with a group of people discussing sexuality with the girls, especially contraception. And despite being well-meaning, it was very, very important for the girls to attend the session. And during the last day of the camp, we invited moms, and they were able to understand exactly what we taught the girls. We were able to bridge the gap between the moms and their daughters, because they were able to understand that the girls aren't actually clueless, that the girls have some information, they have an idea of what is going on, they understand the physical changes that are going on in their bodies. And this was to bridge the gap between the moms and daughters, for the moms to be able to open up, for the girls to know that they can always count on their moms, and to know that the moms too know what they know. What was so exciting about this camp is that it was all inclusive. We invited girls with special abilities, because we had girls who were deaf and others that were blind, and they were able to interact so well, to learn without any hiccups. And for them, that was their first ever camp. And I can confidently say we were able to mentor girls who have a bright future, that despite their circumstances, these girls are purpose-driven, with a clear-cut vision of their lives, and are achievers.
I want to become an engineer.
When I grow up, I want to be a member of parliament.
Naweza change life ya huku kama kuwabuildia houses, kutengeneza trenches, kama mtaro zikuwe salama kwa watu, ni provide maji na enough food za hapa, na pia nisaidie watoto wenye hawajiwezi.
Let's end the cycle of sexual violence against our girls.